All right, this story time. I'm gonna read. An op-ed piece that was submitted to Time magazine. It's in the Ideas and Society section of this fine periodical. All right, and the title of this op-ed piece is "The Messed Up Reason I Couldn't Date a Fellow Fat Person." It's written by a fat hypocrite. All right, written by a fat ass hypocrite. I'm gonna read this now. All right, so stay with me. I'll put some images up on the screen, at the time of this recording. I'll put some images up. You can try to read along, or you can pause it and read it yourself. I'm going to read this shit now before I begin my commentary. All right. Laying my eyes on Elijah for the first time in 2012 is a memory that's forever seared into my mind. I stood there frozen as he slowly walked across my college's gravel-strewn parking lot, dressed head to toe in black, with the brim of a black baseball hat covering his brown eyes. We connected through a dating site, so I knew that he was a plus-sized man with a gorgeous, joy-inducing smile, neat locks, a well-oiled beard, and an incessant need to compliment me every time we exchanged messages or spoke on the phone. But envisioning the size of somebody's body based on perfectly angled photos designed to attract a partner is vastly different than confronting their body offline. As Elijah walked closer and the start of our first date loomed, several paranoid scenarios flitted through my mind. Would one of my classmates or friends see us together and taunt me for dating a fat man? Would somebody secretly snap photos of us and then spread them on social media as a way of poking fun at us, a fat couple? I waited for him to reach me, and when he did, all the panic and fear dissipated into the warm night. I looked him up and down, noticing his beard and the largeness of his belly and waist, and a sense of calm set in. I felt safe with him. But when he stepped out of his car in that parking lot, I felt repulsed, and then overcome with shame for having such a visceral, fat-phobic reaction to his plus-sized body, since I was also fat. Dating sites are often cesspools for plus-sized people, especially for fat women. We're often fetishized or pursued by feeders, people who overfeed fat people and enable us to feed ourselves to make ourselves undesirable to others. Yes, that is a real thing. Or we're being fat shamed, whether it's through those no fats or prefer women who exercise, as if plus-sized people don't use their bodies for anything other than eating. That litter profile bios or being demeaned. Okay. I might start over, okay? And I'm gonna start over with the feeders shit, okay? We're often fetishized or pursued by feeders. People who overfeed fat people enable us to overfeed ourselves to make us undesirable to others. Yes, this is a real thing. Or we're being fat shamed, whether it's through those no fats or prefer women who exercise, as if plus-size people don't use their bodies for anything other than eating. That litter profile bios or being deemed liars and catfishes because we chose to show our faces instead of our entire bodies. I was willing to participate in perpetuating the fat-phobic idea that Elijah and I weren't meant to be together because of the size of our bodies. When I told my friends about turning down Elijah's advances, I framed it as a joke. I thought he was going to crush me, I said with glee, taking joy in their laughter. It has been fun, but we have no future together, I continued. I can't fuck a fat dude. He was the punchline in my cruel jokes, and I knew he would always be. My relationship with Elijah was a reminder of the insidious power of social factors like outside judgments, societal expectations, and, of course, what we see on screen. Alright? I am going to drag this bitch. Alright? I'm going to drag her for her cruel, insensitive, behavior. Her narcissistic behavior and shit. And her inability to accept accountability for her own crass, boorish, behavior that is egregious and shit, considering that she herself is a fat undesirable with health problems and shit. Yeah, I'm gonna drag her. Okay, and I'm done reading this shit for now. I'm done reading this shit. She is an author. Her fucking name, her fucking fat name, her fat ass name is Yvette Dion. She wrote a book called Weightless. And whatever, if the world comes to an end, I might pick it up because I need some toilet paper. God damn it, man. God damn it. I was made aware of this article. I was made aware of this fucking article by a fellow content creator and shit, and I didn't want to go there and shit. I was already dragging up someone else. But, after listening to her content, I decided to weigh in. So, Yvette Dion. You can't fuck a fat guy, right? But you're a fat piece of shit yourself. Look like a fucking barrel. Alright? Now, you look like a fucking barrel. Okay? You can't fuck a fat guy. Two fats don't, I thought maybe, like, when I saw I thought maybe you'd say some shit like, because we're both, have gigantic bellies, that our uglies can't bump or nothing. Thought you'd say that, but you didn't say that. You did what a lot of women doing shit, And I have a pet peeve about fat chicks that don't want to fuck with fat niggas. Fat dudes and shit. I have a pet peeve about that. I want to say that in my younger years, several occasions I was accosted by women that had your stature. Okay? They had your stature and shit. And they felt a certain way. They were insistent that I was gonna be with them and shit, irregardless of their fucking size. Okay, it was not my goddamn preference and shit. And I am not some, at the time I kind of like my women to look like women and shit, like full figure, like the 1960s aesthetic and shit. Okay, of curvy. Okay, I'll put it that way. And like I got some bitch rolling on me like a barrel, like a barrel, look like Esther Rolls. Hitting a daughter or some shit, rolling up on me. And okay, it's cool and shit. I'm not gonna be a dick about it, but like the chick was a dick about it. I can't tell you how many times I was at a club or something, or at a bar, somebody was sent a drink over, and some big giant motherfucker. It's some chick that looks like a kaiju and she's sending that shit over. And I didn't respond, and then she got her ass up. She got a big fat ass up, made a big ruckus, and walked over to me and yelled at my ass because I didn't want the fucking drink she sent me. And you know what she said? She said, hey, you don't like me? You don't like what I look like? My man likes it. So I told the bitch, I said, hey, take this fucking drink home to your man and shit, okay? I don't need it. I got a drink here. And I can't tell you, the one egregious fucking time that this big motherfucker looked like Oprah and shit, look like Oprah and Medea in a fucking one of them old telepods from that Fly movie and shit. Look, they had spliced Oprah with Medea. Okay, this one female out at a workplace. She was brand new there, had been there years before she arrived. Big fat ass bitch. Big fat motherfucker. At the time I was chatting up a very, very petite mixed race Cuban girl. Okay, I was talking her up. I was chatting her up and shit. It's having that little cute thing when you're just talking to somebody, you hope you're gonna date or whatever, being cutesy about it. And you this big motherfucker, look like you, in your category, in your lane there. She walked up and she said, straight up, she said, you ain't gonna get this girl, you might as well come with me, in front of me and the bitch. I told her where to go with that shit, and then the petite woman, probably a covert feminist, she demanded that I apologize to a big fat ass black woman and shit that had just walked over, don't know me from sin, and said that egregious shit, and then put her bid in at the same time. And I stopped talking to both of them motherfuckers. and went on my business and shit. And that didn't stop her from hitting on me a number of other times. Okay? I give a shit. I used to live on the West Coast and shit. A lot of situations I would find myself a raisin in the fucking sun and shit. And I ain't gonna ever forget like that. Like a lot of times in the workplace, a big fat ham bone, a heifer walk in, and then like somebody of another race would tell me like, "Hey, look, there's a black woman. Now you can date someone and shit." I said, I can't date her because I have a date with your mother at the motel, the cheap one. All right. So yeah, I find you to be an egregiously fraudulent in your written endeavors. Okay. When you talk about this thing fat phobic and all this bullshit, there's no such fucking thing. Okay? There's no such thing as being fat phobic. Some people don't want to be with a giant motherfucker that can kill their ass in the bed. Okay? Some people don't want to be with that. Okay? Some people would like to date people that look like a human being from a good, couple of meters away and shit. They don't want to see the shit coming and think, it's a kaiju attack or nothing. Okay? Some people don't want to be with a motherfucker don't look human. And, if you really believed in what you said, you would have not have disrespected that man, okay? And if you really couldn't fuck a fat man, why did you go on a date and waste his time? Why did you waste his time? Why don't you just have the balls, stone up, and tell him, look, I'm not into you, okay? I'm a fat, nasty ham bone. I'm a big wildebeest and shit. I'm a big wildebeest, and I can't fuck with you because you fat. Okay, you fat nigga. I'm fat, but I don't want to fuck you because you fat. And he could have kept his money in his pocket. He wasted money on you. You should have. You should put in an addendum in that fucking article where you had sent him, cashed at him that money back that he wasted on you. You should throw in the gas money too. Okay. Then fuck you. I know a lot of, it's weird, like in my travels, I happened to meet a number of women, like very attractive women that were into gigantic fat dudes. And, these were not black women, okay? I know one black woman in my life right now. I know this bitch. She's into fat niggas, but she keeps them motherfuckers in the down low. And they just do what she say because she's attractive. I know one woman like that. That likes big ham bone niggas. But like the other women, they were of another ethnicity and shit. Latino. They were Latinas. And they went to giant fat niggas. They wanted some big beard dudes. And I say hey to the Latino, right? A very attractive Latino. Well built. Beautiful. Traditionally raised. I say, hey, why do you like the, a lot of people probably ask why they like this dude. And she said, I like him because he's like a big teddy bear and shit. And I feel safe and I feel secure with him. I like him. I like the feeling of being in his arms. Okay. And you have no such decorum. Okay. You have no such, you have nothing about you, nothing feminine about you. Okay. Distinctly. I'm not going to insult you by calling you masculine and shit. I'm just going to say you're a goddamn hypocrite. I flip you the bird, righteously so. All right? I flip you the bird because your behavior made me sick. It was repugnant for you to write this article and shit and shame a motherfucker for his appearance and shit while you a big fat ass wildebeest and shit. You got a lifetime membership to fucking Lane Bryant and shit, okay? All right? You got no neck. Your neck in the fucking layaway. All that bullshit. Right? I've been around. And I don't appreciate it. I never discriminated against somebody. If I wasn't into the motherfuckers, I told them. I said, no, I can't fuck with you. And I have walked out on. I've walked out on women and felt good about it. That's how I knew I matured as a person and shit. That I wasn't a walking ball of testosterone that you guys, that shingle, you like to hang around black men's necks and shit. That we just this walking phalluses and shit. And it's the same thing you did to this unnamed larger fellow. Okay, this horizontally challenged fellow. All right, much like yourself. All right, and you okay, we take away the fat. You still look fucked up. Okay, you still look like a nappy puppet. Okay, a nappy ass puppet in the face. And I think you should write that guy an apology. And I think you should find that guy. I want you to find that guy and cash app him that money back, okay? You know, if you had the balls to reveal his identity and shit, I think you should have a GoFundMe so that he can get the money back that he wasted on that date looking at your ass, breathing the same air as your motherfucking ass, fighting for oxygen and shit because you're so fucking fat and shit. Okay? Fuck you. Okay? Fuck you. And you know your ass used to going Dutch. Okay? You know you have to settle. Okay? You know you have to settle on shit. Let's look at your page and shit. I saw a fat nigga laying up with you. I don't know what that's all about, and I don't want to be out of pocket and shit, but I saw you with another fat dude and shit. You have yet to explain that shit, okay? And I hope that wasn't that dude that you were referring to, okay? You eat a dick straight up, all right? I'm sorry to be crass about that, but I wouldn't fuck you, okay? I wouldn't fuck you, okay? Now, it must be sad being a big ham bone because, every time you hook up with somebody, you're on your hands and knees looking at that fucking headboard.
This box represents my heart. Empty. And empty also are our lives. Empty also are our lives. Let us now have a moment of silence. Our country will never be well if we do not cure our...
Your hay fever! Mary, get back. It's going to be all right. It'll be fine. It'll be...
Hello, Miriam. I see you got my opening night roses.
Someone get Heidi. She'll have to finish the play.
So, I had Heidi to thank for that humiliation. She made me look like a fool. Not only in front of half the student body, but in front of Herman. I wanted to get away from everything and everyone as fast as possible and never come back. Never, never, never come back.
Thank you for the happiest year of my life. Ooh. Don't think I could forgive myself. I'm sorry for the ways that I used you. And I could care less right now, but